Well, good morning and welcome to a brand new day. It is a little after 6 and as you can tell, it's still pitch black outside. I am all packed up and ready to go. Well, except for breakfast and a few last bit things. I go on top of the pack. And I have no daylight. It was a restless night. I slept in, half and 1 hour spurts. It was but I was in bed for close to 12 hours, so can't complain too much. Anyway, I'll catch up a little more when the sun comes up. Well, it is 6:45. My alarm just went off. I am packed up, ready to go. But the only thing you can see there is my Z seat sitting on top of my pack. And there is, well, first light was about 15 minutes ago, really 15, 20 minutes ago. But nice clear sky today, it looks like. There's a chance of thunderstorms later on. But I am packed up, teeth brushed. I think I can go pee one more time and call it a day. Or not call it a day, call it a morning. Hit the trail by headlamp for the first few minutes at least. Anyway, I will catch up later on. Bye. All right, well, we got enough light to actually record now. Left camp at 10 minutes to 7. There's a deer over there. Should shut my damn mouth, huh? I left camp at 10 minutes to 7, and there's enough light to maneuver around the rocks slowly. And by 7:10, which it is now, you can go full speed, no problem at all. So I think tomorrow I'll try to stay in bed till at least 6. It takes me about an hour, I guess. By the time I get up and get moving and use the bathroom 2 or 3 times, and filter water and whatever else. So the profile today, I think, is mostly downhill. 9 miles right at. All kinds of deer well, I assume it's deer. I hope it's deer. Deer things through the weeds, tracks, I guess. Trails. Anyway, let me turn this around and give you an idea. This is actually a pretty good camera because it's not really as light out as you might think. The sun's not even up yet. I did pop a couple of Aleve this morning, just in case, but I actually feel pretty good. I did some light stretching last night, both in and out of the tent. Just stretching out my feet and my legs, calves, hamstrings, and not sore this morning, which is nice. Of course, I also had like 13 hours of laying flat to rest up. Anyway, trail will probably be like this most of the day. As we get lower in elevation, hopefully it'll turn into something less rocky. But shoes are doing pretty well, and the shoes have enough cushion in the heel that instead of cushioning my downward steps with my toe and ankle, I can actually put my heel first, which is very nice. And saves me on my ankle and foot. Yeah. There's my trail this morning. Not great, but we had worse yesterday. I showed you a video where it transitioned from rock to dirt, like in a matter of like 10 feet. It was great. I mean, it turned into this nice cushiony trail for a little while at least. That was tough. That was picking your way through, trying not to break your ankles. So anyway, I will check in later on, probably at the first water stop, which is in about 2 miles. Bye. So I am just south of Humpback Mountain, maybe about a 3/4 of a mile to a mile. And there's a great campsite right here. And the reason they camp here is because of this. Unbelievable. It's beautiful. The only downside, Tanya, is that the trail is this set of rocks. But man, that is nice. Probably not a good idea to be filming while walking these. Yeah, not a good idea. But hey, I'm full of bad ideas. Don't look down. Oh, I think this is where breakfast is going to be. Right here. I had a Cliff Bar and some of those sausages this morning, but this is just too good to pass up. See you in a bit. Well, I'm glad I broke the seal on my last trip. My fright of pooping on trail. But I gotta go this morning. I really don't feel like digging a cat hole. So I just came across the Humpback Rocks picnic area trailhead up to the parking area. And there's picnic tables and restrooms. It seems like it's hit or miss as to when they're open. I saw things in May, June, October, and September, where some of them were open and some weren't. It didn't seem like there any rhyme or reason to them. This being a Sunday, I'm hoping that they're open. Also give me a chance to fill up on water. Not that I really need it, but I mean the next water can't be but maybe 3/4 of a mile up the trail. But my first little side trail for 0.6 miles round trip, so I can poop. If they're open. Otherwise, this is for nothing, right? That would suck. Anyway, talk to you later. So this is Humpback Mountain picnic area. Provides access to Humpback Rocks and the trailhead to AT. It's got several very nice picnic areas. Water supply, men's and women's restrooms, trash. But apparently it's hit or miss as to when it's open. I checked the Guthooks app, and people were reporting, closed in the middle of the day on in June. So, but it's 0.3 off the trail. It was at a 5-minute walk. It's not much. Well, and then round trip, of course. Definitely worth the trip down here. Been here for half an hour or so, and filling up on water, back flushing my filter, use the bathroom, of course. And I've had one car drive through. They didn't even stop. They just drove right through. Like, oh, let's go see Humpback Rocks. Oh, it's a picnic area. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna load up and get out of here. Oh, what time is it? It is shit, it's 8:35 on Sunday morning. I got all day to do another 8 miles, 7.5 to 8 miles. So, see ya. Bye. Oh. So, let's see here. Coming off of Humpback Mountain, coming up on my first road crossing, and maybe a quarter mile back or so, I passed a spring. Man, it was a little more than a puddle, and I don't have any kind of scoop. So, note to self: always pack, a little scoop. The bottom of one of Skip and Linda's water bottles would be perfect. But I have 2 full liters because I cameled up at that picnic area, and the next water source is a stream in about 2 miles, 2.5 miles. So that should be all right. Yeah, there's this little spring right here too. It looks like. Yeah. That doesn't look as nice, but so be it. Oh. Skyline Drive. Yay. And Dripping Rock parking area. Oh. It's like the AT is right over there. Huh. Wish there was an overlook here. Oh well. Okay. Talk to you later. So, I found my next little rest area. I think I might sit here for a few minutes. Holy shit. Look at that. Danny, don't look down. I mean, all the way across. That's incredible. Man. Yep. I do believe I'm going to sit here for a few minutes and enjoy the view. Wow. Man. Just passed a family of 4. Husband, wife, 2 small boys. And as one of the kids, I mean, not toddlers, but, between 4 and 6 probably. And as I approached him, I stepped to the side just to show that I wasn't any kind of threat. And one of the boys says, "Are you hiking the entire Appalachian Trail?" And I said, "No, I'm just out for the week. Someday I'll be out here." That is just phenomenal. So, note to self, and you can run some music or something in the background, but don't carry sunglasses on the AT. Or if you do, bring a pouch for them, because they're fucking useless. I haven't worn them once yet. Man, I just can't get over this view. It's awesome. Focus. There we go. So just checking gut hooks. Oh, you've seen enough of this. Hang on. So just checking gut hooks. And I've gone 14.7 miles since yesterday. And I have like 19 miles to go before I get to the road crossing for Montebello. Today's Sunday, so I'm gonna do another 6 miles today. Then I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to cover a grand total of like 13 miles. Not sure how I planned that one out. But so definitely no hurry. I've been sitting here for half an hour. Man, it's nice out here. I'm still in the shade, but I've been watching the. Let's see if I can show you where it is. Yep. I've been watching the shadow creep across the rocks. Oh, I'm here. Pretty neat. But I'm about ready to pack up and get out of here. On to the next thing, right? There's water coming up here, another mile and a half or so. I still have 1.5 liters of water, fine there. High today's only supposed to be like, I think 77 or 82, somewhere in there, right around 80. So it won't be too bad. There's a chance of rain today after 2, but there's a good chance I'll be at the shelter by then. So no big deal there, I guess. Should be doing this, huh? Give you guys a view. Oh, it is amazing. Catch up later. Bye. So this big guy just surprised me. Walking along the trail, and he hasn't moved. He's a good 4 feet long. He's not dangerous, but I wish he would yield the trail and get him to move. I don't see any big lumps in him. I don't think he moved. He does not look dead. Nope, his head moved. Yep, he's alive. All right, now move. Go on. Get. Go on. Let's see if I can get him to move here. There you go. Good boy. Kind of scared the hell out of me, though. I was just walking along daydreaming. I came within about maybe 6 feet of him. If you want to bet that he was in the sunshine here a few minutes ago, probably just sunning himself on the trail. Oof. Anyway, I was actually daydreaming about, when I hike the AT, sometimes hikers will get together with a class, usually a younger class, elementary school somewhere, and they track them along the way and they ask questions and whatnot. And I think Brandy Arms Baker, I think she's teaching like 7th grade this year, I think is what I saw. So I think that's probably a little old for that, but I don't know. Maybe get with East Beach buddies and see if anybody's interested. It's not something I'll really pursue hard. I don't know what a class would actually get out of that, but wouldn't mind answering questions and posting, sending them a short video once a week or something. So, anyway, I'm awake, to say the least. Oh, I'll catch up later on. Bye. So it's 11 o'clock, and this was supposed to be my next water source. Either this or this. And this goes up the hill and down. And Guthook says this is a stream. Not a stream. And there's some wet spots down there. I can see a little bit of flowing water. But I don't hear any trickle or anything. It gives me hope of being able to filter water out of here. So, next water source, potential water source, 1.5 miles out. But as of August 30th, it was dry. So, here's hoping it's in better shape than this one. I do have 1.5 liters. which would get me to the shelter. Not comfortably, but it will get me there. And I don't like cutting things that close, but I'm getting to know what I can and can't do on how much water. And this is not a bad day as far as hiking goes, temperature-wise. And I'm in the shade. Oh. All morning. Really should not be filming this. Oh! Yep, that's why. I'm fine. My toe got stuck in between some rocks. Oh. But anyway, God, I'm always reminded why people don't film going uphill. So anyway, hopefully in about a mile and a half, I'll have a good place to stop and get some water. Camel up and fill up. Oh. But I've only got like 5 miles to the shelter. 4.5, 5 miles. Let's see, it was 6 miles from that last overlook. That's my second pile of bear dung this morning. So, probably around 5 miles, 4.5 miles. Anyway, it's been a nice morning so far, except for the snake. That one really did wake me up. Been very quiet. The only hikers I've seen is that family of 4. But no backpackers this morning. So, anyway, catch up with you later on and hopefully give some good news. Bye. Oh, so I just passed another section hiker. By the way, it's about 11:10. I just passed a section hiker, and he was decked out in fluorescence. This looks like it should have water coming out of it, but it doesn't. Had a bright green, fluorescent green, lime green, whatever shirt on, and fluorescent orange headband and bright orange gaiters. Anyway, he said that there's no water between here and just before Malpin Field Shelter. So I can stop worrying about that and make this work. I'll let him know that there's no water between here and Hogback Mountain picnic area. And then after that, you're on the other side of Hogback Mountain. But he's got like 2 liters on him. Oh. So he'll be fine, I think. Said he had attempted a through hike in 2016, but it had gotten off at Buena Vista. I didn't ask why, he didn't say. But he was telling me about the priest. And I've heard horror stories about the priest, and I'll need to look elevation profile for the next day or two. I forget exactly where that is, but allow plenty of time for that one. He was telling me that it's pretty ugly up and down. So I was actually thinking earlier, I'm doing very well on mileage. And I'm on track to make the shelter by like, 1 o'clock. So I might look at the options and see about moving on another 3 or 4 miles this afternoon, depending on what the water looks like and the campsites, but we'll take a look. If I get to Montebello a day early, and my schedule moves up, and I might call Tanya and see what her plans are for Friday. If she can get off early from work and she can meet me trailside Friday afternoon, then maybe I'll have her do that. We'll ride home. We'll either spend the weekend up here somewhere or ride home and maybe do Back Bay and False Landing. False Cape, rather. Oh, it's only day 2 of a week-long hike, so plenty of time to worry about that. But depending on what my schedule looks like for Montebello, I'll present it to her as an option. And see what it looks like. But I need to look into the priest first, and I'll have plenty of time for that, apparently. Anyway, catch up in a couple miles. Bye. Whew. It's right at noon. This is not a very comfortable seat. Oh. That's a little better. Oh, the Z seat, freaking awesome. Love it. Been trucking for an hour and a half over some pretty miserable trail. Oh, that's better. I'm sitting on the trail. I mean, that's the trail. That's the trail. Oh. I really need to get a tripod. Oh. Anyway. Actually, it's been like more closer to 2 hours, I guess. Was it like 10:30, 10:10 when I left that overlook? Or was that the picnic shelter? I don't remember. Man. Feet hurt. This is gonna be a quick little stop. There's a road crossing in 0.3 miles. And I should have a little place I can lay down for a minute. On the side of the road, grass, whatever. But to stop and get my pack off and get some water. See where the fuck I am. Last couple miles have been tough. I'm 2.5 miles from the shelter. And it's only noon, so I got plenty of time. Oh. Just no place to stop around here. And no water. So I've got about a third, which I will drink between now and road crossing. And probably down another half a liter at the crossing. Leave the last half for the last 2 miles. And I think there's a water source between here and there, but it's closer to the shelter. And then once I get to the shelter and rest up, we'll see what the rest of the day brings. But I should be there around 2 o'clock, I guess. 2:30. Of course, now I gotta pee. All right, I'll check in a few minutes. Bye. So So I just put my pack on, and I've only taken a few steps since that last break. And I have been trying to pay attention to my body a little more and not force it to go further than what's comfortable. This last stint was more than I wanted to, and I was starting to trip and scuff my feet, and I knew I was getting tired, but just not a good place to stop or anywhere. That's why I finally stopped when I saw that rock, and I gotta get the pack off for a second. And just that little, I mean, I bet it's only stopped for 4 minutes. I already feel better. Get a little water. Like I said, this road crossing up here in point 3, I'm gonna take a nice long break there, I think. Figure out where I am, how much more miles I have to water, so I can ration out my water. Oh, I don't remember what mileage the picnic area was at, but I haven't had any water since then. It's probably been, I don't know, 5 miles? No. 2.5 from the shelter. It's gonna be a 9-mile day. So 6.5. So 4 miles back, something like that. But what got me was that the 3 water sources, actually there's supposed to be like, I think 4 water sources between where I spent the night and the shelter. And the first 3 that I hit are dry. But the other section hiker that I ran into, he said the water source right before the shelter is flowing pretty well. And quite honestly, it might be the water source for the shelter. But either way, I'll make it there. Oh, this is some nice trail compared to what I've been on for the last 2 miles or so. That's some rocky shit, and I did not like it. Not at all. Slow going, tough on the feet, tough on the ankles. And I'll take this all day long. There have been a couple sections here and there. I'm walking on carpet. I mean, it's nice, smooth clay of some kind, or dirt with a couple leaves. No rocks. Oh, I'm dreaming about that shit tonight. Anyway, I'll catch up in a few minutes. Bye. Oh, so let's see here. It's I don't know, right at 1 o'clock. So I spent about 45-50 minutes at the Three Ridges overlook. Had lunch, laid down the grass for a while in the shade, rested up, drank the last third of that the liter that I had. I've got 1 other liter. I just drank about 1/3 of that, 1/4 of it. I've got 2.5 miles to go up over like Beehive Mountain or something like that. Parents were taking kids down this trail, so hopefully it's not too bad. And right now it's been so far so good. Of course, I've only done maybe 1/10 of a mile of it, but I would settle for this for 2.5 miles. Yeah, I don't think so. Oh, I feel good. Again, it's amazing how much a little rest will do for you. But I am nervous about this next 2.5 in the water supply. I know I'll make it. Just wondering how bad it's going to be. I almost tried to yogi some water out of people at the Overlook, but I chickened out. Anyway, that Overlook was at 2,800 feet. I think I'm going to like 3,400 or 3,600 feet for Beehive, and then down to the shelter. The shelter's, like I said, 2.5 miles. Ow, that one hurt. I was toying with the idea of going past Maupin Field Shelter today, but I don't think so. I think I'm gonna do the 9 and then rest up, but we'll see. I don't think there's anything like another 6 miles really past the shelter, and I don't have a 15-mile day in me. Besides, I think the water sources there are pretty slim. And after today, I'm going to want to camel up a couple times tonight, get rehydrated. So, anyway, I will check in the next interesting point, I guess. Bye. Well, after a no-name mountain that was a bitch of a climb, that right there is a welcome sight. Holy shit. This no-named little knob is not to be trifled with. Maybe it's just because I'm the tail end of a 9-mile day, but she was a bitch. Oh. Past 3 groups of day hikers going up this thing. All going back towards the Reed's Gap in the car. Man, I don't know what the draw is up here. I'm assuming it's some kind of waterfall or overlook or something. Oh. Oh. Anyway, I'm in the home stretch now. Don't have to ration my water quite so much. I think as soon as I hang this thing up, I'm gonna celebrate with a couple shots of water. Bye. Well, hey, so it is about 2:20, and I made it to the Maupin Field Shelter, which is my goal for the day, which is right at 9 miles. Up there, center screen, is the privy. Somewhere up there. There it is. This is a really big, flat area. I don't remember ever seeing one quite this big. There's campsites all through here. Trail going up that way into more campsites. That's the trail up to the AT, maybe 1/10 of a mile, if that. And right on the AT, there's another big camp ring. So plenty of camping around here. Unfortunately, the water situation is not great. Disconnect this and I'll take you back there and show you. Oh. So, right there is where the water's supposed to be coming out. But it's really not. So there's a pool of water right here that's gonna be dug out. that works. But man, there's really nothing. I mean, just soggy mud for, I don't know, 50 feet that way, 100 feet that way. So I can dip my bag in here and get at least a liter at a time. So I'll do that. What I could do is sacrifice one of my bottles and dip a bottle in there, fill the bottle, and fill the bag. That would work too. But then I just got to carry water in the bag instead of in the bottle. Filter it as I need it. Oh. But I was contemplating going a little further today, but I don't think so. I'm gonna fill up with water, and we'll see. But it's already 2:30. By the time I sit here for an hour or two, before 4:30, and then I've only got a couple hours before nightfall. So I think this is home for the night. But let me camel up and rehydrate, and I'll check in a little bit. Bye. I can't tell if my head's being cut off in the shot or not. But I'm beat. I'm gonna call it a day. It's what, 2:45. I'm not going any further today. I already drank like 3 liters of water trying to catch up. No, not 3 liters. Maybe 2. I'll go out and see if I can find a good camp spot. If somebody comes in here tonight, I'm going to camp. No sense of keeping them awake all night. Like tossing and turning and snoring and getting up to go pee. So. But hopefully I'll have it to myself. Bye. So this guy just came through. He came down the AT, and he's a character. I'm telling, but he's we're talking to him about gear and how long he's been. He's covered from here to Maine in 12 weeks. It's pretty quick. But I asked him where home was, and he said, "What do you know about?" He said upstate Maine. I said, "Well, whereabouts?" He goes, "Well, what do you know?" And I was like, "Well, my mom's family's from Delhi." He goes, "Well, there you go. I'm from Oneonta." Like, no shit, get out of here. That's pretty wild. But make sure he left. But. He's definitely the kind of guy that probably finds himself by himself a lot. I definitely wouldn't choose to hike with him. But he's carrying one hell of a big rig. External frame, aluminum stays, like a heavy, almost like canvas bag. I mean, it's big, looks bulky. He had a hard time picking up off the ground. Said he's also biked back across America 4 times. 1 time in 4 weeks. Wow. So, anyway, it is 5 minutes to 5. And clouds are rolling in, so I'm probably gonna cook some dinner here. And hopefully I'm gonna have the shelter to myself tonight. And assuming I do, then I'm gonna stay in the shelter. Or if it starts to rain, I'll stay in the shelter. But if somebody else shows up, I'll move out into a campsite. He's also not afraid to cut off some miles from the AT. Where we're at, you can take the Muir Hall Trail, which I think you can probably see a sign for right there. And it cuts off about 4 miles of the AT, and you don't have to go through. There's like 2 peaks in the next 7 miles that you have to go over. So he's actually going to do that and then get a ride into Montebello tomorrow. And then he's going to come back out on a different road from Montebello back to the AT. And he's going to skip a few miles there. So this doesn't hurt his psyche at all to miss a few miles here and there. All right. I must admit I'm more of a traditionalist. I will do every step on the AT. At least I think I will. We'll see when the time comes. Anyway, that's it for now. Bye.